Welcome to Florida Men on Florida Man with Greg, Wayne, Josh, and Cameron, the podcast where Floridians discuss the crazy but true stories that always seem to take place in Florida. FMOFM.com.
FMOFM.com.
That's our website. If you haven't been there yet, it's a lot of fun. And our social networks are FMOFM podcast.
Do y'all want to try it like they sing that row, row, row your boat song in chorus class?
Okay.
Yep.
FMOFM.com. This guy.
Ah,
How did he go to right to O?
yeah, on Florida Men.
Oh, did I say it wrong?
That's all I was
Yes.
thinking about. I think we had some listeners write in.
Yep. One said, I'm horny for laughs.
Yeah, and we said,
You're
you're not going to
listening to
find that
the-
around
Yeah,
here.
you've come to the wrong place.
Yep.
This is a PG podcast, mister.
Mm-hmm.
But they had a question for the host, and I'm hoping it's
Yep.
not too personal.
Greg?
Yeah?
They were asking Greg, right?
No, they were asking Josh.
Josh. Okay, this is that letter.
Yeah.
Break
with the
that
wax
ice.
stamp. Thank you. All right, give it to me one more time.
Break that ice.
Okay, I'm here, breaking that ice down into my drink,
Yeah?
drinking it up. All right, guys.
What flavor is that drink?
Kool-Aid flavor.
Yeah, good.
No sugar.
No.
Sugar-free. So, guys, this was the question.
Okay.
They said, haha, good story time. Made
Yeah.
me really laugh. Laughed out loud, laughed at work. Want to laugh some more. Tell me some stories from your high school days.
Ooh.
High school.
I'm sure you had great best experiences, probably making love, but we don't want to hear about that. We want to hear about your worst experiences. it was a really long paragraph. It was a really long run-on sentence.
Yeah, they
actually.
don't use any punctuation.
So I don't want to start this one.
Well, while most people were making love, I was making good grades.
No, you weren't.
Oh, you're a good grade, Wayne.
Yeah.
I heard about you. GGW.
Yeah, everyone always said that.
Uh-huh.
That Wayne's on the honor roll.
He's GGW.
I had some bad high school experiences, but I think mainly because of the high school that I went to.
Okay. It was probably my fault.
Yeah.
Let me tell the listeners. I didn't know the value of money that well. So I had been to Taco Bell, and I had a Taco Bell dog. And the younger listener's not going to know, like Cam, he's not going to know what this is. And
Yokido Taco Bell.
I had came across some epoxy, two-tone epoxy that you mix together, and I had glued a D battery to the Taco Bell dog, and then taken that epoxy and glued it to the hood of Wayne's car.
Yeah.
And little did I know, Wayne and his family did know the value of money.
Yeah. So the epoxy, like it's like it's the super glue of super glues.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It
That's what
doesn't
super
come
glue
off.
looks up to.
So we were parked in the senior parking lot
Okay.
at our high school because Josh and I went to the same private school.
Mm-hmm.
And I come out from lunch and I've got a Taco Bell Chihuahua stuffed animal epoxied
Mm-hmm.
to the hood of my Celica. And it's not coming off.
Well, it was a hood ornament. You didn't have a hood ornament.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, why would you want it to come off?
Well, I mean, I didn't, but I knew my dad was going to be pissed. And so I get home that night and he's like, what's this? And I'm like, oh, that Josh kid, he glued it to the hood of my car.
I had a good reputation, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. But so then when he started dating my little sister,
Well,
Josh had to admit to my dad.
was that a bad experience? Did I interrupt your story?
About what?
Whatever you're going to say.
Oh, I don't remember. I was just going on about how you had to tell my dad that you were the one that glued the...
I told him that by gluing a Taco Bell dog to his truck.
Yeah, he loved it.
Yeah.
So that was my bad experience or yours?
No, it never got back to me until 10 years later.
Oh, okay. Cameron, did you have one?
I don't know. I have a hard time remembering high school days.
Here we go.
But
It's the alcohol, the drugs, the clubs,
It was
late
it was the
nights.
party life for Cameron.
Yeah, one we'd all envy.
well, there was a time that these two.
Italian
I don't know if I'd call them-
supermodels can't move to town.
I don't know if I'd call them friends, but I knew them. They were acquaintances. They came to a show that I was.
Oh, God.
I was starring in. Okay.
Starring?
I was the star.
My memory's not that good.
What was the
but-
name of the show?
Annie, get your gun.
Okay, you were Annie, obviously. You're the star.
And instead of bringing, balloons or flowers, which I think you're only supposed to bring to not men.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's a sexist thing.
And these two guys brought an entire full-grown fern
To be fair,
in a bucket.
it was a planter.
5 feet tall. Brought a fern down through the theater.
To be fair, you were the star of the show.
I know. Oh, I understand that.
We have loved Cameron since his high school days.
Since we met him.
Yeah, and so Josh and I knew we couldn't bring flowers, especially after seeing how well he was as Annie. So we went to Lowe's and we bought like a 5.5 foot fern.
Yeah.
And
And,
still appreciated.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about it is it didn't block anybody's view sitting in the aisle.
And what I love is I love seeing Cameron on stage and him looking out in the audience and knowing
A full crowd.
full crowd, but seeing the fern through the lights and going, I guarantee you,
Yeah, I knew
Wayne and Josh brought that for me.
100% when I saw that.
So
And
you
I
got
see-
seats, aisle, and then down one aisle,
Yeah.
for some reason, there's a potted plant.
Potted plant
in
and
the
two
middle.
grown men
A huge potted
looking
plant.
back at me.
Snickering.
That was one.
Looking back at me.
That's one of the best experiences of my life, honestly. Him coming down, us handing him this gigantic plant, and then watching him having to politely carry it to his car.
while being stopped by everybody else saying congratulations.
Trying to get my autograph.
Yeah. Which was tough.
How the mighty have fallen, though. You go from being the star of Annie Get Your Gun to this podcast.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I do
terrible.
have a story. It's not as good as that.
Yeah?
I mean, I haven't even got any ferns lately.
You got apples, bro.
Well,
chillax.
give me
Greedy.
give me an apple tree, and one day I'll be happy.
Okay.
Give a mouse a cookie.
Next week?
Yeah.
Give a man an apple, feed him for a day. Give
Go.
a man an apple tree, feed him for 2 days.
Nice.
Yeah, in your case.
This
In my
guy,
case.
Yeah. The day was 9/11,
No.
2001.
No, no.
I had been tasked with spying, aka taking pictures of a rival school's mural.
What?
To replicate said mural in our gymnasium.
Okay.
Because we had similar mascots, and they recommended me for the job because when the art teacher was out, I would teach the class, which meant all I had to do was be better than the Yu-Gi-Oh girls,
Right.
and so the lessons on perspective and stuff. So they thought this guy can paint a 20 by 30 mural on the inside of the gymnasium.
We trust this high school
Because he
student.
does okay in art class.
Yeah,
Which
because
he is a beautiful painter.
I appreciate that, but I've never painted anything like this.
But you did. I have a big
Okay.
painting of Jimi Hendrix still that you painted.
You do?
Yep.
And I've got 4 of his pieces in my
I
home.
thought I gave that away.
Yeah, to me.
Did I? I thought I gave it to one of the venues.
No.
One I have in my house. One I tried to give my dad, and he said no.
But you're good, though.
Yeah, my father figured I'm good now. Don't cry.
So the school commissioned you to go take a picture of a rival school's mural
Yeah, I
that
think
they've had done professionally.
Oh yeah, this was a work of art.
But our school,
This was a stallion with a first American riding it,
yeah,
holding a battle axe or spear. With
Battle axe
feathers.
sounds good.
Battle axe sounds
Yeah. Let's go with that.
But it wasn't just that painted on the wall. He was breaking through the wall.
so it's like 3-dimensional.
Oh yeah. So I don't know. I think one teacher said, "Can you do this?" I said, "I don't think so." And they said, "Well, take a camera, see if you can get into
Do
their
it
gym,
anyways.
take some pictures, and then we'll figure it out."
They send you undercover. You're a minor.
Yep. And they take your own personal car during school hours, drive across town to this other school, try to get in it, and take pictures inside their gym.
And you did?
Yeah, and I did. Yeah. And obviously, I was laughing the whole time until I pulled back in the parking lot and someone said, "The Twin Towers have been hit."
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I said, "What's a Twin Tower? And what's it been hit by?" Because you're in high school.
Yeah,
you don't,
I mean, you're not gonna
you don't
figure
memorize
that one out by yourself.
Yeah. You don't memorize architecture, buildings.
Well, and to be fair, the school we went to, it was a small private school, and it had some questionable tactics, I guess, from the leadership and the administration. But that day, I remember very vividly because I was 16, and there was no cable news. There was no
One TV.
There's only one TV with
In the
like an
office.
antenna in the office. So only the principal and the dean were seeing the news, and they were regurgitating it back to us with their own theories. So we're in our classrooms.
Well, I think regurgitating it to the paranoid older man, who then told everybody
yeah, that he said
because they forced us all in the gym.
So
Yeah.
you're getting like a chain effect of
right. So they made all these
Yeah.
children go
Incorrect
into the
information.
gymnasium.
From kindergarten to
From
seniors,
kindergarten to seniors, we're all going to the gymnasium, and then this
teachers are crying.
paranoid old man says, because planes have hit the building, that was a tactic in World War II by Japan.
Yep.
So Japan has attacked New York. We're under attack by Japan.
my gosh.
And it's the apocalypse.
Yeah, and then we need to get saved because the rapture is about to happen, and it was just terrifying. So I'm 16.
And demons will rip your arms off if you don't.
Yeah, I'm crying. Children are crying. Josh is confused. He's trying to paint a mural.
Yeah, I'm like this. I reserved the gym for this time, guys.
Why is everybody crying?
Why is everybody crying? And,
So if you have some amazingly bad high school experiences,
if you can beat that,
I was in elementary school when this happened, by the way.
goodness.
oh baby, yeah. But if you have any awful experiences, please email them to us or DM us.
FMOFM.com has a contact us page.
Yeah,
Please feel free to scroll to the bottom of that page and get a secret sound effect played for your ears.
So do we have any headlines, Mr. Cameron?
Yeah, so this headline actually happened today.
Impossible.
Happened this morning, which you guys
People
are
are going
going
to know when we record, though, if you tell them today.
Well, you're
This
gonna hear
happened
about it a
sometime in
week
the
late.
past. Oh,
So the mayor of Port Richey, Florida,
okay.
was arrested this morning for shooting back at the SWAT team when they came to arrest him
Ooh,
from his home.
hello.
Did they not announce who they were? Because, those knock-and runs are pretty popular now.
They did. They
Oh.
announced.
They said,
Yeah.
we're SWAT here to
They
arrest
pulled
you.
up in a giant van that said
Oh.
SWAT.
Hey, Mr. Mayor, it's the SWAT team. We're coming in.
What's the mayor being arrested for?
So that's interesting.
Okay.
So the mayor of Port Richey, which I've heard of Newport Richey.
Uh-huh.
I'm guessing this isn't the same place.
This is old.
I don't really
old
know.
Port.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the news shortened it to shorten it.
So the mayor, Dale Massad, he was under investigation for a while, I guess, I don't think he knew it. But he was under investigation for practicing medicine at his house without a license.
Oof.
Okay.
His medical license had been revoked in 1992,
Whoa.
and he had already been arrested at some point for domestic violence. So what's happening in Port Richey that you guys are electing a mayor that
Okay,
has...
so he struck his wife and then he tried to sew her up. What's the problem with that?
That's what it sounds like. But what I want to know is, like, why are they sending the SWAT team to arrest somebody who's practicing illegal medicine?
Well,
in their
they
home?
knew he was on drugs,
Okay.
and
Wow.
they knew that he had weapons in the house. This happened at 4 a.m.
That's when they try to get you.
That's when they do it.
That's my experience.
It sounds like they elected a gangster mayor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what is wrong with them?
It must have been popular vote because they were like, that guy's cool.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
gives us free drugs and stitches up our
boo-boos.
our boo-boos.
Yeah. Port Richey, hit us up. Let us know what you're thinking.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure we have some listeners.
Was
in
this real
Port
life
Richey.
or was this for like a reality show? Tell us the truth.
Real mayor of Port Richey.
Yeah, you trying to be on Bravo? We've tried.
He was just arrested. I just saw this. He was just arrested last year for a domestic battery charge.
Really?
Yeah, and he's still the mayor.
And he was still the mayor.
Yeah, I wonder if he gets to keep his mayorship at this point.
Oof. I want to know what makes you think that like being the mayor is not enough. You still want to operate on folks in your home.
I don't know. He might be a worse mayor than Cedar Keys mayor.
I know.
Oh,
All back.
yeah.
Imports and
Nice.
exports.
What's up
Nice.
with Florida
It's a
and our
port
mayors?
town.
It's a port town. Port Richey.
Port
Well,
Richey. Oh my gosh.
This
Full
isn't
circle.
really a headline necessarily, but did you guys see that Florida was ranked the second most sinful state in the U.S.?
By who though?
Second most sinful?
Yeah, second most sinful.
FYI, we have the Holy Land experience. So answer me that.
And the Garden of Eden.
And the Garden of
That
Eden.
cancels everything out.
Yeah.
Honestly. Who? Well, yeah, I agree with Josh. Who said that?
Who wrote this? We'll punch him right in the belly.
This
button.
was on 20 WCJB ABC.
Oh, so you're their first visit this year to their website?
Yeah.
They said we're the second most sinful. Who's the number one?
Nevada.
Oh, because
Sin
of
City.
all the gambling and stuff.
Las Vegas, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But we are number 1 for lust. Number
No.
4
I guarantee that's not real.
for vanity.
What?
But we're number 25 for anger and hatred, so that's not bad.
So if you want to have a good time and smiling while you do it,
Yep.
come to Florida,
Come
baby.
down to Florida, the most second most sinful.
Yeah.
What would you think would be the least sinful?
The
state?
least sinful state?
Yeah, like the purest.
Montana.
Montana's pretty. Actually, it's pretty high.
And sin?
It's like in 30s.
I'd say Alaska.
Alaska's in pretty high too, actually.
Dang it. North Dakota.
Yeah, North Dakota is
Knew it.
48.
Number them that ND.
Who's the least most
ND
sinful
don't say.
state?
Vermont,
Vermont is the
Okay.
least sinful state.
and then Maine.
Boring.
Yeah, boring is exactly right.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
And
get
Nevada,
here, Vermont.
what's
we
up?
love you, Vermont.
Yeah, hit us up, Nevada. Number one sinful.
Oh,
Prove it.
there should be a fight between the worst
Prove
and the
it.
best. Yeah.
That's what I
do
always
it.
say.
Yeah.
Fight for the title.
Florida would drown Nevada. Are you kidding me?
We send our alligators against y'all.
Oh my god.
Oh, they probably got Gila monsters. You remember that book?
No.
Elementary school is about two boys swapping.
No, we were in elementary school at different times, brother.
And
Like a decade apart.
one boy was visiting, so yours was on a tablet. Who gives a shit? One boy was visiting Florida, and he's like, "Oh no, I don't want to be bit by alligator." Other guy was visiting Nevada, and he said, "No, I don't want to be visited by a Gila monster." I'm like, "Dang, this kid's got some knowledge. Who the heck knows about a Gila monster?"
I know. I just learned about it like 30 seconds ago.
It's spelled with a G too.
What is it?
It's a reptile, lizard.
Paint us a picture.
It's like this.
Oh, wow. It's
What do you think?
colorful, if nothing else.
That's really cool.
Uh-huh. I think they bite you and you die.
No, are you
think-
serious?
Look it up. Greg, do something.
I wouldn't even know how to search for it. He said it's Gila monster with a G.
Yeah, so it's HIGA.
A Gila monster.
HIGLA.
Hilama, Shilama.
Just type in HIGLA, Greg, and show a picture.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Yeah,
Told you.
I don't want to get bit by that.
No.
No, it's got a long tongue.
All right, so I've got a story, and I don't even know how to preface it, but let's just say it's got a pretty happy ending. Happier than the Garden of Eden.
Yeah, that doesn't happen very often. That's two happy ones in a week.
No.
No, it's not all happy, but it's got a happy ending for us. Not for the guy in the story, but it's got a happy ending for us. Josh is holding up an actual picture of a Gila monster.
Yeah.
It looks like a turtle.
Yeah.
Oh, don't even say that to him,
No.
bro.
They get really offended.
Oh, yeah.
Call him a turtle.
He will rip one of them old them pinky toes off
Yeah, he
real
will.
quick.
So John Gorey was born in 1803 in the West Indies.
216.
Nailed it.
Is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, 216 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're spot on with that one.
Am I?
From the time that he was able to talk to his parents, they claimed that he was a natural-born problem solver.
I was at 30 years old when he finally learned to talk.
Yeah. So he preferred completing puzzles indoors rather than playing games outside.
I like when we find out that the person's real old, so I know they're not alive, so we can talk crap about them.
Yeah.
You don't feel bad about it.
When his mother would quiz him as a youngster, he would spell out the answer with building blocks opposed to just saying it out loud.
Mom must be really tired. Okay, I'm tired of waiting. Just give me the
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
Hurry up, kid.
What do you want for
She's
dinner?
asking him always two-letter answers.
So he's incredibly smart,
Yeah.
doing really well for himself. But he was also a natural caregiver. According to his parents, when anyone in the family became ill, John, at the age of 5, would refuse to leave their side.
He practiced medicine in his household, too.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this guy's
SWAT team.
going to be mayor someday.
SWAT.
He would bring them drinking water and damp cloths for their foreheads.
Oh.
He would help his mother change the bed sheets, and he would even take on the chores of his brothers and sisters if they were too sick to do them themselves.
Sounds like a punk.
Yeah, smart kid, very sweet. John Gorey, from the get-go, making a really good impression, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. What's he after?
I don't know. We're about to find out.
Uh-oh.
So, naturally, it was of no surprise to anyone when John left home at the age of 18 to pursue a career in the medical field.
Okay.
He spent his 20s at the College of Physicians and Surgeons in Fairfield, New York. And after graduating at the top of his class, he decided that it was time for him to do something good for the planet as a whole.
Oh, my gosh. We really get stories about that want to solve planetary problems.
Yeah.
How do we get rid of gravity?
Big stuff.
Yep.
How do we get rid of building blocks?
How do we carry our wooden baby doll around until we're grown up adults?
Yep. Robert the Doll, episode 1.
See?
So he had heard that there were hundreds, if not thousands, of malaria cases in the South. And he decided that he wanted to move to the state that had the most work to be done in that area.
Okay, wow.
I bet I know where it is. It might be the second most sinful state. Maybe we were first sinful.
I was honestly curious where when Kim said I better know where it is. I was like, oh, wait.
Well, I'll give you a hint. It's second in sin, but first in malaria.
Oh.
Ooh.
Africa.
In 1833,
Dum-dum.
In 1833, John
Get the hell
Gorey
out of here.
moved to Apalachicola, Florida.
He pronounced it right this time.
Thank you.
Last time it was real.
So in my
Apalachicola.
in my notes, I spelled it out like phonically.
Oh, nice.
So in 1833, John Gorey moved to Apalachicola, Florida. He opened multiple practices, which focused almost solely on taking care of patients with malaria and yellow fever.
Okay, so he already came down with a solution for it?
He's just kind of taking care of them. And
Malaria is the one spread by mosquitoes, right?
They both are.
Which one?
Yellow fever and malaria.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they both
skeeters.
are. And so with malaria,
Skeeters are terrible.
Mm-hmm.
with malaria, there are really severe cases, but then there are a lot of them where it's just like bed rest for 2 weeks, take care of them, send them back on their way.
Okay,
and
nice.
So John Gorey was kind of frustrated because just as quickly as he would get the patients kind of back on their feet and in good health,
Skeeter bite.
more people would come back in. He's sending out 1 and 2 are showing up. So he's not frustrated that he's having to help people. He's frustrated that there's no solution to it.
Yeah.
And so it felt like a never-ending cycle for him. And
like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. They also are trying to solve this problem.
They're still working on it, yeah. But since malaria is transported by mosquitoes, John Gorey told his partners that something needed to be done about the mosquito population in Florida.
Oh, amen.
It
Well,
still
he must
needs to
not have done
happen.
much.
Yeah. Still suffering.
Yeah.
He told them that he had been thinking of a plan, and that one night, after great contemplation...
Been thinking.
I've been thinking. Thinking of what, John? Whatever
Thinking
your
of a
name is.
plan.
I got a plan to deal with these mosquitoes.
What, these mosquitoes?
Yeah, just give me a bit. Give me a couple months.
Okay, no problem.
But he says after a night of great contemplation, he discovered the answer.
That means a night of drinking.
Amen.
That's exactly what it was. Guys, I got this answer to the mosquito problem.
What, John?
Since the mosquitoes thrive near water, and he figured there was only one possible solution, he was going to hire a team of construction workers to drain all the swamps in Florida.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Really? People go for such grandiose ideas. I'll know it. I know. Hold on. I know the problem. I'll solve gravity.
It is very similar to that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously mosquitoes are
They
an
both
annoyance.
have a healthy fear of water.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's true.
nice.
But,
But
I mean, half of Florida is underwater.
Half of Florida is a swamp,
half of Florida is a swamp.
especially in 1833.
How would the skunk ape survive if you took away his natural resource?
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, John Gorey.
Woof.
So after meeting with business owners and investors and scientists, he was told basically all the same answer.
You're dumb.
You're insane.
Yeah.
It's not gonna. For such a smart guy, this is a dumb idea.
Did he ask him in building blocks though?
He may have. That's what took so long.
Is this before rain was invented?
Yeah.
How was he going to solve the rain
Exactly.
problem that refilled those
It'll
swamps?
never fill back up.
So he wasn't happy with those answers, and so he went straight
Naturally.
to the U.S. government
Okay.
and said, "Look, I got this plan. We're going to solve the
I could see
mosquito
them
issue
going
in
for
Florida."
it.
Yeah.
And they go, "Get the hell out of here."
No, they did. They turned him down?
Yeah, they didn't want anything to do with it. They told him that the cost would be astronomical.
Yeah.
And the manpower and labor required would take thousands of workers working around the clock, and even then it still wouldn't work.
The length of hose that long had never been produced.
I don't
It would be a
think-
world record hose.
It's like a bucket brigade.
Oh, no.
Like 1,000 people.
You can tell he had
stretched
that on
out.
the tip of his tongue.
I was waiting
Where the
for
heck you
it.
get Bucket Brigade from? You've never said Bucket Brigade in your whole life.
I say that almost every
He
day.
does say it a lot.
That's the name of his other podcast.
Yeah.
A bucket
That's
brigade.
his,
Brigade.
his other show is the Bucket Brigade.
And Horny for Laughs.
So at this point, John Gorey's feeling pretty defeated. He returns to his practice, and he continues taking care of malaria patients, but it's the same results that have been happening from the beginning.
And every time he sees someone walking with malaria, it's like, God, I knew it. See?
If I could just drain the swamps!
He's going to get so pissed.
He starts researching everything about mosquitoes.
Okay.
Because he's like, yeah, this is kind of the main problem. And since I can't drain the swamps, I can still find a solution for them.
Mm-hmm.
And so he says, like I'm looking into the environments that they don't like and the way they breed.
Nice.
He's learning everything about mosquitoes. But he realizes that it's almost a helpless cause because mosquitoes love hot, wet climate. And Florida is super hot and super wet.
wet.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they love it, bro.
I never knew that.
They dig it.
They dig it.
So John knows he can't change the climate in Florida.
Wait, why hasn't he tried to do that?
He's like, we shade the entire state.
Thank you.
Draining the swamps was the easy solution.
And then he tries to shade it, but it produces greenhouse effect. So condensation drips now.
More
We
mosquitoes
put
come.
A net the size of Florida
Oh, don't get
over Florida.
don't get into Bill and Melinda Gates area.
They're going to put a net over us?
Africa.
Well, he's finally given up, and he says, "Look, I can't change the climate in Florida, but maybe I can find a way to make my patients more comfortable."
Okay. Killing them.
And so he's actually quoted as saying, "At the very least, if I can find a way to ease the pain of my patients,
Whoa.
I can help them endure their suffering."
Okay.
And so this whole time, he is a caregiver. It's all about the people, and so
Always.
it's not like he's annoyed with mosquitoes. He's trying to solve the mosquito problem to help the malaria patients.
Nice.
And so he knows that he can't figure out a solution and manage the hospital.
Okay.
So he hires a fellow Floridian doctor named Alvin Chapman
Okay.
to treat his patients and run the day in and day out operations of the hospital.
American Dream.
Yeah. So John Gorey is going to focus on solving the mosquito problem and the malaria problem. He hires this guy to run the hospital.
Okay.
Alvin Chipmunk.
Alvin Chapman.
Oh, okay.
Alvin Chapman.
Not
yeah.
Chipmunk.
So at this
I heard
point,
it Chipmunk too.
Oh, yeah.
at this point, John Gorey disappears for months.
Oh, okay. He's the opposite of Babson, who just hired experts
Right.
and then just walked around going, ugh,
He's doing all the grunt work himself.
He's like, I'll do it myself.
do it
I'll
myself.
figure it out.
Give me a bucket.
So he never comes outside. He's constantly obsessing in his home and reading scientific journals that he has taken from the library.
Okay, so.
He only comes outside to purchase supplies from the hardware store and stop by the library, but then he's back indoors again for weeks on end.
Nice, because malaria's outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this goes on for years.
Whoa,
I think there's a problem.
a man dedicated.
This
What's
goes
his
on for
problem?
years. So much so that everyone assumes that John Gorey has lost his mind and given up on the hospital.
No.
No one's even really asking questions anymore. They're just like, well, that's John Gorey. It's a sad story.
Yeah, I have found my mind, ladies and gentlemen.
So he's doing all this research and never coming outside. Until one day, Cameron.
Oh, busted.
In June of 1850, John
Cameron was
Gorey.
looking at his phone. He got
Come on now.
busted.
Until one day in June of 1850,
Cameron.
John
I'm
Gorey shows up at his hospital looking ridiculous.
He's got malaria.
Oh, no.
Okay, so actually, I thought that's where it was going to.
Yeah.
He hasn't been outside in freaking years.
Okay.
He hasn't talked to these people at the
So he's
hospital.
ghost white.
Shows up at 1850.
Whoa. Time traveler.
Yeah, shows up at 1850, looking ridiculous. His hair's everywhere, the beard's all grown out, and he's smiling like a crazy person, they say.
Okay.
And so,
Skirty.
yeah.
Skirty.
The nurses run and get Dr. Alvin
Chapman.
Chipmunk.
Yep. And as soon as Dr. Alvey sees John, he's quoted as saying, "So have you done it? Have you found a way to ease the suffering of your patients?" To
God, I hope the answer is yes.
which John replies, "No, but I've made ice."
What? Ice?
John goes on
Ice?
to explain that through his research and experiments with air compression, he had created ice, and with the addition of fans, this ice could be used to lower the entire temperature of a room, thus making the living conditions for his patients that much greater.
Okay.
Are you going to tell me that this guy invented air conditioning?
Yes.
What?
What?
We've been making fun of this guy, and this is like our hero?
Our savior?
Yeah.
After testing his machine...
In my love of men on this earth, it's the man who invented AC. It's Jesus Christ. It's God. It's the Holy Spirit.
And this guy.
And then, no, that guy was first.
Okay. So after testing his machine, he was able to cool the temperature of a hospital room by 12 degrees.
Holy garbage.
Wow.
From 110 degrees
to 98 degrees. My favorite band, coincidentally.
Ooh, amen. Sing that one song.
Don't go breaking my heart.
I don't think
Don't go breaking my heart.
It's really good. The sad part is, John would never see the full benefits of his research. Because in 1855, just 4 years after receiving the patent on his cooling machine, John Gorey passed away after suffering a nervous breakdown.
What did he call it?
A cooling machine.
A cool machine.
Cool machine.
But a few decades
cool
later...
machine, bro.
A few decades later, a factory worker by the name of Willis Carrier made some small improvements on John Gorey's machine, and in 1902, the modern-day air conditioner was born.
I recognize that name.
Yep, that one.
So what's fascinating is that someone wrote this in the Orlando Sentinel back in the 70s about John Gorey, and it says kind of a summary of his story. It says, in time, his invention would alter nearly every aspect of his home state of Florida. The production of ice and its use in preserving Florida's vegetables and fish for shipping changed the markets worldwide.
This guy changed the entire planet.
Yeah, really did.
Improvements on his patent for air conditioning brought relief from heat and humidity to hospitals and public buildings, and eventually to every home in Florida.
I am stupefied.
I mean, could you imagine not having air conditioning in the summer in Florida?
Yeah,
Sure.
It's called me kill myself at 1 year old.
Yeah, we have air conditioning in
Right,
Florida,
when
and
I'm
I'm still
born.
miserable.
Oh, it's terrible.
So this guy goes and he's trying to solve, the problem with malaria and mosquitoes, and he realizes he can't. So he says, "I can at least make my patients more comfortable."
Yeah, poor guy. People thought he was insane, but
Yeah,
he was onto the best thing in the world.
he's working on it the entire time. And so, so when he was younger, he had that caretaker spirit. Still had it his whole life. So much so, he died of a nervous breakdown. So I mean, he probably died of, this mentally. He kind of lost it working on it for so long. And then comes out going, "Look, I haven't solved malaria, but I've made ice."
Jeez.
And ended up being the father.
This
Of,
guy.
I mean, that
air
was
conditioning.
way better than his first idea to drain all the swamps.
It really was.
He 1,000 times better.
I wonder how embarrassed he was whenever he got laughed out of the office for draining
Yeah,
the
it might have
swamps.
been
And then,
his nervous breakdown thinking about, oh crap, did I tell people that idea?
I thought that was a dream.
That's so embarrassing.
I would love to know the process of if that was his goal going into the research. To cool down his patients, or if he somehow stumbled upon it.
Yeah, at some point you just must have had to have given up on changing the atmosphere and environment of Florida.
Yeah.
And just figuring a way to deal with it and make it better.
That's nuts.
But John Gorey is the ultimate good guy. I feel like.
Yeah.
Some of these
Our hero.
Some of these stories, I'm like, well, at least I'm not that bad. But like this one, I'm like, ugh. That's so cool. I've done nothing with my life.
You painted a mural in your gym.
Yeah.
I didn't end up doing it.
Oh.
Yeah, but you only got stopped because of 9/11.
Well, yeah. 9/11 prevented me from reaching my peak
It's a pretty valid excuse.
career. It would have looked so bad. I can only imagine. Gosh.
I can't wait to see Cameron show up next week with a T-shirt that says the Bucket Brigade.
Listen to the Bucket Brigade boys.
Do we know anybody that owns a t-shirt machine? T-shirt company?
Yeah, hit us up if you do.
Yeah.
And if you're looking to give away some free merch, we're looking to take it from you.
We don't want Hanes, only American Apparel t-shirts.
Yeah.
Touch this body.
Unless they're Hanes tagless.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about.
Like Michael Jordan.
And you got to have the nips cut out.
Yep. For Josh.
For breathing.
For Josh.
So he can swim in the shirt.
Hey, man.
FMOFM.com.
FMOFM.com.
FOMFFM.
God.
Cameron almost got it. It's been a good week.
He's lucky he's got all the sound equipment.
I've never been to the site.
So
I'll
hold
be
on.
honest. I don't know what it is.
Cameron sang us out. I sang us out. Greg sang us out. It's Josh's turn
To sing us out?
this week.
I don't even know how to sing.
Sing it.
All right. This is your spotlight. Are you ready?
Okay, let me take a breath.
No,
Let me
no
get-
breathing.
Let me get myself. Okay.
You don't breathe when you sing.
All
Everybody knows that.
right. I'm ready.
Go.
Hey. Juicy.